All episodes and reviewed videos are now available on archive.org. Just search Head Full of Radio as one word, and you'll find it all there.
Welcome to Head Full of Radio, where a longtime Radiohead fan goes through the whole recorded discography alongside his friend, who's only familiar with the song Creep. Will we agree on the songs? Can I convert him into a fan? Let's find out.
I am professional. I don't need to get loud. I can speak in a news teleprompter way. I am capable of that. I can not get manic. I just need to keep talking to give myself into the rhythm and not go crazy. Okay, we just have to release a bit of crazy and then we'll get to it. Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry. That was, wow. Anyway, what's my line? Okay. Welcome back. Here's our final part of the Berlin trilogy.
And hi, it's Andrew, just talking here with pneumonia. To give a little bit of context, we're jumping in right at the end of episode 2, which is basically, my last real day in Berlin with people, and the last Radiohead show, which was night 4 in Berlin. So you're going to hear me just jump right in and talk about how cool it is to hang out with people. We have a second voice note friend who you're going to hear later on during this as well that I got to meet at night 3. So thank you so much to you folk who have listened, and to my forever grateful co-host and the 2 friends who sent in these voice notes. All right. I'm going to shut up now so you can hear other me start talking now.
I mean, and we packed in some cool stuff during the day, too. Like, we hung out and we
did go to an art exhibit together. That was super fun. It was not exactly what either of us expected, but it was still really fun.
I agree.
And the best part was there was this ladder that could make music. On each rung. It was like a different sound.
You like samples and shit.
So we made some beats together on the ladders. That was super fun. I really enjoyed that.
And when I got back, I took a screenshot of the video that I posted of those ladder beats and made a magnet out of it so I could put it on my fridge, and sent Joelle one because it was just a super cool time, and it was like one of the coolest memories I have of us just hanging out for 5 minutes, like walking up and down ladders to make music. And I should really note that, a few weeks before night 4 of Berlin, so what was my night 3, I hadn't had a ticket for it yet. I had night 2 and 3, as previously mentioned, but I hadn't planned on going to the last night because I figured 2 was enough. And Joelle kind of talked me into it, which I am so thankful for.
One night, I'm like, oh, wow. Their last show of the whole tour is going to be in Berlin on the 12th, which is like the day after me and Andrew's show was going to be. And we were both still going to be in Berlin. So I'm like, Andrew, should we go to the last show? And he's like, oh, I don't know, but I kind of want to. And I'm like, man, I think we should. So I bought my ticket for it, and then he waited a couple weeks just to kind of see if he could swing it. But luckily, he was also able to swing it, so we went to both the 3rd and 4th night of Berlin. But there was a little mishap because it was supposed to be the last night of the tour, but Tom, the singer, got sick during the Copenhagen leg of the tour, so they had to make up 2 shows. So we were officially not the last show of the tour. I got to go to the last show. That's a whole nother story. In Copenhagen.
Okay, anyway, back to where Nico was asking questions about our entourage.
And was this the exact same people that you were with, or just Joelle, or what was that?
Yeah, Joelle was there, and then she introduced me to a bunch of other people she had met.
We met up with some people from a WhatsApp group that I'm a part of. It's a bunch of Radiohead fans, like from around the world. And there were some people in that chat that were there night 4. So we got to see them.
Nice. That sounds like a good time.
I met someone named Jen from the US who like had just come in that day and was like working on no sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all sitting there. We all got our spots on the floor, and then you have to basically wait for a bit. And she was like, stay awake. You got this.
Oh, I was definitely going to fall asleep on the floor. I'm so thankful that you were there to wake me up. Hi, I'm Jen. I was already in Europe 2 weeks prior following a different artist, and I didn't really have it in my plans to go see Radiohead. I mean, I figured like I would never get tickets, and I figured, I'll miss out this time. I guess I'll just never see Radiohead in my life. That's all right. But I don't know. When I got to Northern UK 2 weeks prior, I guess I got like a wild hair, and I just said, maybe I should try. Who knows? Might work out. So when I tell you I had that stupid ticket resale page open on my phone 24/7, I am not kidding. I had it open at other gigs. I had it open on a bicycle. I had it open at a techno show. I was refreshing it all the time trying to find resale tickets, but every single time some went up for sale, the bots would grab them. It's such a frustrating thing to deal with ticket buying in, 2025, 2026. So here it is, the day of Berlin night 4, and I'm not expecting anything. I'm just sitting on my bed at 2:30 in the morning after, going to a rave in Amsterdam, and I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I just refreshed the resale page, just, not expecting anything. I see some standing tickets. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I've seen this before. Let me click into them to see, what's going on, but not really expecting to get any tickets. And then for once, instead of saying this ticket's reserved for someone else, bought, it said buy now. And I was like, oh, I felt my body shake. I was like, is this happening? So I clicked it so quickly and I purchased those tickets as fast as I could. And by the time I had actually confirmed the purchase, I was like, oh shit, I'm going to see Radiohead in my life. That's insane. When I got inside, I found a spot in front of where I knew Tom would be starting in the circle. I was just really excited, and I didn't expect to make friends in the crowd, but I'm really thankful that I looked to my left and Andrew looked to his right, and we made eye contact and just started talking. Because with my sleep deprivation, I really, really needed that kind of support that night.
So I only cried once that night.
Okay, was it what you expected it to be, or again, was it unexpected?
Yeah, it was all I need.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think this was as exciting for them as it was for us. Otherwise, you wouldn't see hundreds of videos of Tom dancing or Ed clapping for people or Colin waving his hands or, Johnny doing quiet Johnny things. Everyone seemed like this meant everything to them that people didn't forget or people had that same emotion they did a long time ago. Whatever.
Yeah.
I got kind of separated because I was pushy. I wanted to get to the front. I had been spoiled by being on the railing, so I really wanted to be on the railing again. It didn't work out, but I was pretty close still. So I would keep looking back at Andrew and stuff, of course, during the show, and I kept saying, man, we're too far away, but it's okay. We both ended up being happy with it.
The very cool thing about this entire scene of people was how diverse and how different everyone was. Everyone here was from a different country. Everyone here had a different experience with Radiohead growing up or had just learned about Radiohead a few weeks prior and were completely in love. There were people that were under 18, there were people that were over 60 there, and when we all got to talking, we all, realized that we had this collective experience with Radiohead's music. I knew Radiohead was such a iconic far-reaching band. I think that is the beautiful thing about music, is how it's capable of bringing people together in a world that is so divided. We all have this shared experience. We can all come together and celebrate that shared experience with the band. One of my favorite parts about the show was there was this cool dip in energy mid-show where they played Fake Plastic Trees into Pyramid Song, into You and Who's Army, and then back into the energy of Sit Down, Stand Up. And in that dip in energy, in that moment, it felt like the crowd was kind of stepping inside of this emotional weather system. All of these songs that we knew suddenly had life, and they were breathing in front of us, and the band kind of allowed them to be fractured and taken apart and rebuilt right in front of us in real time. It was really, really cool and enriching and humbling and just kind of an out-of-body experience.
I've talked to a lot of people and had a little bit of it myself of post-concert emptiness. When you're at like a super emotional thing with that many people, going home the next day or going back to normal life, when you've had this like overwhelming experience, can be difficult.
Well, it's basically like a come down in a way.
It is, yeah. I made the right choice of coming home the day after that show. The next day I left.
What makes you say that?
Well, because my come down, I think, was difficult in that I really loved the city as well. I wasn't just there for the concert. I was there to experience as much as I could.
Yeah.
So I fell in love with the city very deeply and went out partying that night after the show with some friends that Joelle and I had met online for my last night, and it was really special.
We went out with the people from the WhatsApp group. We found a nice bar. Well, that was... Man, we looked for a bar for like 45 minutes. I don't know why we could not find a bar with open... I mean, I guess we were a pretty big group. We were like 5 or 6 people trying to sit at a bar in Berlin on a... What was it? A Saturday or Sunday night? So, yeah, I guess... Or no, it was a Friday night. Yeah. It was a Friday night. But still, we had trouble finding seating for us. So we did happen to cross a bar finally. And it was nice. And they had good beer. So it was fun.
Yeah, and then we ended up at another McDonald's afterwards. And it was really late. Like, I remember it being 2 or 3 in the morning, and that I was quite... Like, I was drunk, but I was in that, like, nice, happy drunk, and I gave all these new people a hug. But I remember giving Joelle a hug and telling her about 6 times how important she was to my experience over the last couple of days. Like, it really just sort of made everything better at the end to have someone to go along with the whole time and to, jump into all this random stuff with, and to experience this band that I love together was just amazing. It brought so many different people together. It brought me and Nico together. It brought me and Joelle together. It brought me and Jen together. It brought so many other people I got to meet there together. It's just, it's overwhelming to think about even now,
So, yeah, no, it was a really fun time. And I'm really glad I met Andrew because now we're friends. And hopefully we will stay friends. And it was just a good experience altogether. Very emotional for both of us. I cried multiple times. He cried multiple times. People around us were crying. It's just a really beautiful experience to have.
Okay, so... Obviously, you mentioned how all of the different nights had like different things to them. If you could kind of like give them like a label or an adjective for you nights 2, 3, and 4, can you give me a flavor of what that might look like for you?
I think 2 would just be emotional. I think because of how many times you've seen your first favorite band for the first time, I think it's emotional. night 3 is connection, because I was able to connect with like this group of people who trusted me to follow me into the building. And then, so everywhere I looked around me, all these people were having the same reactions that I had. And I was able to give it to them with the best spot that I could help them find.
Right.
And night 4 was just, I don't know how to describe that one. It was just a perfect culmination of the whole trip.
I love that.
Yeah, it was like, it's like a warm bath. Oh,
yeah. And then you just, as you say, you were coming back shortly after, so
yeah,
I imagine it was a nice way to just tie it all up in a way.
This is where all my money went.
Yeah. Well, money well spent by the sounds.
Yeah. I was kind of double emotional when I came home. Every city I've been to this year, some of my wife's ashes with me on a bracelet and have thrown them into bodies of water. So in New York, it was the Hudson. In London, it was the Thames. Is that how you say it? Thames?
Thames, we might say.
Thames with more of an E?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Thames.
The famous Thames. And
exactly.
It was in the Spree in Berlin. So that morning before I went for my flight, I found the perfect spot. And I was like, well, this is where they need to go. So I was already emotional for that when I got on the plane. But I think my biggest problem too was I had spent so much more time there as compared to London and New York.
Yeah.
Where I sort of understood what the city was and I'd become familiar enough to sort of understand myself. And now I'm leaving this fantastic place to go home. And on my way home, I think it was minus 26 the night before.
Disgusting.
And they had a giant snowstorm. So I was coming home like the day after.
Right.
And I was leaving like +6.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what am I doing? Why?
Yeah, I can imagine.
I got out of the airplane. I left that day at 2 in the afternoon. It was like and I got home technically the next day at midnight or 1 a.m. my time. So it was like, it ended up being 20 hours of flying on 3 flights. And when I got out of the airport, it was 12:30 in the morning. And I was waiting for my Uber, and it was minus 25. And I didn't have my jacket because it was in my luggage.
Oh.
So
no, thank you.
Yeah. So I didn't sleep well that first night.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I imagine you're probably still really exhausted though. Or
it took a couple of days. It took longer than it did to get down from London. Yeah. It took longer because I was there longer, I think.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, well, I was going to make you give me like a pitch of how I couldn't possibly miss Radiohead if they, do another show. But I think you've done that throughout.
You're coming to North America. If the word on the street is they might tour at the end of 2026, start at 2027. And if things are still messy in the US like have been, I'm hoping that they just tour every province in Canada.
I would love that because you're right. Like, things are a bit like, ooh.
Yeah.
I would honestly love that.
I cannot imagine.
I would love if they gave me more notice, not going to lie. But yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2 months, right?
Yeah. Because that was the only thing. It was just my annual leave and everything that I was just a bit like, oh.
Right, because you could have gone, but yeah, just the timing just didn't work out.
Yeah, if they want to tell me from now that it's happening, I'll be like, let's do this. Let's figure it out and come up with a plan.
I don't know if I've edited it yet, but if you go to our Buzzsprout site, we you, myself, and Chase all have little bios of ourselves.
Oh, okay.
And at the bottom of mine, it says, my goal in see Radiohead with the both of you.
Hey, that would be amazing. Not that this obviously wasn't in and of itself, but like that would be next level for me. Yeah,
that would be. Like, I don't know where that would happen. Like,
right.
if Radiohead's never played Winnipeg, not like they're about to anyway. But we'll make it work. We'll find a way.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing on my my bucket list, I suppose. If that can happen, I'm there.
Especially now that you are technically a fan, I think, ish.
If you can call it. Yeah, I suppose. I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
We're working on it. No,
yeah. if by episode 200 you're not in.
Well, maybe that's what's going to do it. It's going to be the episodes. I'm going to be like, another song? What do you mean there's more songs?
Haven't we heard this like 6 times before?
Right, this is the same as the other one, basically. But thank you so much for walking us through that. Was there anything that maybe you didn't get a chance to talk through as much that maybe was like a big deal, or things that kind of stuck out to you?
No, just the love of everyone at the shows, and anyone that I had met out there that I didn't mention. Thank you for whatever it is that we did put together. There were so many people doing so much stuff. I did my best when it comes to like meeting up with people and also watching my own battery levels of not to be overwhelmed. But I would say the 12th was more like a party. The last night, because I hung out with quite a few people for a few hours after that.
Oh, nice.
Said my goodbyes and whatever. But yeah, I met a dozen fantastic people out there that are now all following the show's Instagram. And thank you to those people. Thank you to the people on Reddit who really helped me understand how to get these tickets and were like wonderful people. Everybody was great. I didn't meet a single jerk.
Love that. That feels very rare in today's day and age. So I'm so glad that was the case. And yeah, shout out to all those people. Thank you for making Andrew's time so great and for then allowing me to hear all about it. It was honestly so nice to just vicariously live that through with you just now, and see how I could tell how amazing and special that really was.
It really was. And I hope we have that moment together.
I would love
soon.
That. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. You did a great job. You should start introducing more episodes.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. No, thank you. This was genuinely so fun. Thanks for sharing. And yeah, this has been a different episode, but I hope you all enjoyed it. And as usual, this is us, I guess, signing off.
That's what's happening.
Yeah. Well, join us next time for probably something a bit more normal, but hopefully equally enthralling.
That's right.
Cool. Catch you then. Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is recorded and edited using Discord, Riverside, and GarageBand. The intro and outro music is a Radiohead cover and can be found on Bandcamp under the name Lift. That's Lifte. Find us on TikTok, Vimeo, Instagram, and archive.org under the name @Headful of Radio.